Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're taking a look at EchoFlower by Simon Alexander for iOS, iPad, iPhone. It's huge, baby. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Jade and this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Today we're taking a look at EchoFlower by Simon Alexander. Before we do get into it, if you did or did not see today, I did a live stream earlier, and I encourage all of you, if you are live streamers or just a viewer on YouTube, to go and check it out. That show was this YouTube chat handles. You can see here in my live stream right now, everybody's names are now at handles, and this is a new feature. That's true. All your channels will be like this soon. It is coming to all of you, and the reasons will be explained in this video if you go and watch it. I've covered the full reason on why this is happening, the benefits. There are actual benefits to this. Go and watch it, share it out. Make sure you let everybody know in this community about the changes that are coming to YouTube chat. Short sentence, you will all be seeing at nicknames in your chats very soon. It is rolling out, and it is for security. It is to stop trolls because it's a unique identifier. And so in the near future, very near future, as confirmed by the head of YouTube creator liaison Renee Ritchie, yes, mobile tagging is coming, and the only way to do it is by changing all of the names to @ symbols. So go and check that video. Thanks, Thomas, for banging the link in. Go and check it out. Go watch it so you can get a history of why this is happening and why, yeah, all good. But today we're taking a look at this great app. Let me say hello to folks here in the chat. Ed B. Metal's here early. He's excited about this. Thomas Christ is here. He's always excited because he's coming up next with You Rock. And You Make Me Sick, I Love Music. Justine Kasperick is here as well. Denise, hello, hello, hello. Ali, g'day. Mixed Club, boom. Balls. Hello to you. Tremor Bear, good to see you. I said Ali? Yeah, I already got. Did I get Ali? I did get Ali. Yeah. SuperChats are welcome, as Thomas says here. Join the Patreon if you want. $5 and above Patreons have a chance to win this app today, and a Pulse Ripper as well. So plenty of good giveaways, but you need to pay $5 and over. Most of the time, you'll win something. Yeah. Or you can become a member for $1. Thanks, Thomas, for slamming those links in there. Jenny Jolivet, hello to you. Who else? Rise of Dark Leela, great set. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure sending everybody over to you for a change. Yeah, and then you send them back. If you did. I didn't check if you did or not. She probably forgot. Clayton Von Kluge, Hugh Caldwell, hello, hello, hello. What's going on? All right, let's get into this stuff right now. Let's get set. Let's go. Okay, so this is called EchoFlower. It's available on the iOS App Store. It is $9.99, the same price as Pulse Ripper. We looked at Pulse Ripper 2 days ago. Simon Alexander is the developer. This is a delay with some extra effects. There's a whole lot going on under the hood with this app, so there's a lot of algorithmic stuff going on. And as the developer has told me, this is the app he's wanted for 27 years as a guitarist. He's fell in love with delays, or echo, whatever you want to call it, and could never find the right echo delay for his guitar playing, so he invented this. And we're going to get into it. I have a project to dump you all over to have a listen to. It has EchoFlower on it. It's very simple. We've just got some piano, some drums, and some strings. And the piano and strings are being controlled by piano motifs. And we've got EchoFlower on the piano and drums. And I'll turn them off so you hear the difference once we play this. Let me shut up as usual because I talk too much. And let's have a listen to this little demo right here. Oh. Okay, you should be able to hear the echo there as we hit stop, but let's quickly jump in here and turn these off. I just want to play the piano without the echo. Let's solo that. And now you can hear with the echo, we've got a ping pong going on. Take it off. Now let's sit on the drums here. So we've just got a pretty basic drum beat. Now if I turn on EchoFlower, you can see this has changed the entire beat. No problem, Tremor Bear. Glad it helped people out. Turn it off. So you can see what that's doing. It's giving a delay and changing the whole rhythm of these drums. Let's close out of this project here, give it a clear. I've got some examples here pre-prepared. So let's load these in right now. It's this one, isn't it? So we're going to rack this through some guitar. We're going to whack it through some drums, whack it through some vocals, and we're going to whack it through some piano. Of course we are. Let's start off, I guess, with some guitar. So let's bring this up. I've got a guitar chain here that's ready to go. I've got a tuner in here. Now I've just got a very simple double reverb amplifier from Nembrini just to give the guitar a nice sound. And then we've got EchoFlower running here as an effect as well. Let me grab a guitar so you can sample this and we'll run through where all the buttons are. We got, typical, drop the pick on the floor like we always do. Oh yeah, guitar. So we've already got EchoFlower on here. This is without EchoFlower. Right, simple guitar. Let's bring in EchoFlower. I'm sure you'll agree, sounds delicious, sounds beautiful. There are two sections of this app, just like Pulse Ripper and just like all of Simon's apps. Here, we've got a representation of our little app flower there if you want to pollinate it or whatever. Up the top, we've got our presets. You've got a bunch of presets that are in here, not too many, just a planted chorus. So we'll go through these very briefly at the end. You can create your own presets just by hitting the save button. Excuse me, had to cough. We'll just call it new preset and hit save, and you'll see your preset appears here. Now, the good thing about this, I'm using AUM at the moment, so if I save a preset here in AUM, sometimes those presets don't carry over if you open this app in, say, Logic or GarageBand. The good news is these presets do carry over if you save them. You can also grab this and move it out the way if you want. So all of Simon's apps now have this feature to just grab onto this little box, move it away wherever you like. You want to get rid of this, click on it, hit delete, and the preset is now deleted. Tap anywhere off the box and that will disappear and you're back to the controls. So let's talk about the two sections. So this is split into two sides. This is your echo side and this is your stereo widening side with some effects added in for good measure. We've got our level of echo over here with the big dial, big numbers so you can read everything nice and clear on an iPhone or your iPad. If we, just let me sit my guitar down. If we turn this all the way down to 0 and then play the guitar, you are going to get no delay whatsoever, no echo. If we bring this up a little bit, we've got a lot more. We turn it all the way up. The echo will be louder. In fact, it will cut out the initial strum, right? Bring that back, and we've got around 50, a little bit more. You've got a pretty even balance between clean, dry signal and your echo. And it sounds delicious. So this is based off analog gear, of course. As I said, Simon's a big fan of echo. I wanted to create something that he's always wanted but never been able to find in hardware. Across from here we have our time signatures, so you can change this all the way to 1 beat, 1 bar, whatever, all the way up to 1/64th triplets. There's your 16th, a quarter triplet, a quarter, of course, we have a feedback dial, so this controls how long that delay is going to go for. Let's bring this timing back to 16th, yeah. And there's your echo. Now this time here, we can actually change this. You've got a little dial button here. When I click the dial button, this changes to a tap tempo, which you can now use your finger to tap in your delay. Slow tap. Or you can tap this button once again and it'll go back to being locked to your door, to your BPM. This is currently set to 80 right now. Also up the top, so where the dial button is, you've got ping pong. So you can change between standard. This is your standard delay. And when you tap this, you can go back to ping pong, which is going to bounce left and right. And if you've got headphones on, you're hearing that right now. Hopefully you're following along and you get what I'm talking about. We've got a bypass tag up here. If you fill in that little box, we're bypassed. Tap it again. We are. And there is your echo section. So remember, when you turn it up all the way, you're going to get a lot louder echoes, and your feedback is here to control how long that's going to go. I'm going to leave it sitting around 55 there. Let's talk about the opposite side of the spectrum now. And that is over here when we've got our, so we've got this little flower, so EchoFlower. And this controls, let's turn off the echo and let's turn off the flower and just play a clean tone. And this flower is a very subtle widener, right? Now, this thing has a whole bunch of algorithms going on inside of this flower setting. So, for example, if we turn back up our echo a little bit, let's make sure we're up, yep. The beauty of the flower section is it is nice and subtle, but it will give you that widening. Also, we have over here this effects section. So once you turn this up, you'll get either a reverb, a flanger, or one more time, a chorus. Now, again, these are all quite subtle. So let's end the flower. Let's turn off the echo. So now we've got our reverb switched on. You can hear there's a reverb happening. And if we turn down the flower effect, that is gone. So These two buttons here, the FX and motion, these are combined into this flower effect as well. So if I turn these up, you're going to get that reverb back. And we've got none of the echo coming through because that is completely turned down. We also have a flanger. And you'll see over here we've got our motion. So with this motion dial, this controls each of these, and it works in particular for, so on reverb, if we have our motion, it's going to change the dampening for the reverb. So up all the way down. So it's just that little bit dampened. And again, subtle, subtle, subtle. That's what these are for. We've got our flanger. So this controls the motion of the flange. That's what she said. Which would sound better with some distortion. Hi, Jamie Lynn. Hello, Country Walking. And anyone else I may have missed. Clayton Von Kluge. Boom. All right, and the last one on here is a chorus, and you're going to hear this pretty well. And our motion dial controls that as well. And our flower dial, the big dial, can control how much of this is coming in. Then you introduce your echo back in here, and we've got a chorus. And so we've got a chorus in there and an echo, and you can change these, flanger, reverb, so they are there for you to use as well, or you don't have to use them. You could use your own reverb or your own flanger or your own chorus. That's completely up to you. Now let's move to our sit dial over here. This helps to sit your sound into the mix, because often in times we've got music, a whole mix going on, and you've got frequencies taking up every instrument, and your guitar or whatever it is that you're playing may not cut through the mix. Well, sit allows you with this. So you can hear we've done a massive bass cut there with our sit. And as I pull this down, you can see now this dial. Let me put this guitar down for a second. Hey, Sanderwolf, what's going on? You learned how to change your name from the show. I'm glad to hear that. It's good to see. So yeah, if you want to sort out your @name, because changes are coming, folks, go and check out that show I mentioned at the start. So with the sit dial, you'll notice here it sits at -4, and you can bring it up to 0. 0's your good start with this to sit in the mix. But as you bring it down past 0 to -4, you're going to hear a lot of low end, much more low end. And I want to give you a warning too with this sit. If you're using EchoFlower for anything like a really, really heavy low end bass, I would be very cautious of using the sit anywhere below 0, because there has been some phasing issues with anything like low end bass. But look, I'm not saying that the problem, that it's a problem, and Simon is trying to find a workaround to get it fixed. But yeah, if you're using any low end bass and want to throw it on here, I would recommend around 0 or anywhere up higher than that. You go below and it's probably going to distort out and create a bit of phasing issues. So there is that. That's our sit button. And you can see if we bring this up, you can hear how much thinner this has gotten. And the last dial over here is our output. So you can control your output if things get a little bit crazy. That's up to you to define for yourself. We will get to this controller in a second. Last of all, we have in the middle our signal. So if we pull this all the way down, you're just getting a clean sound. You can decide how much of this overall signal, that's pretty much everything. If you turn it all the way up, you are going to get the full signal of all of this coming through. So we also have this controller down. And like I said at the beginning too, just remember before I jump down to this controller, there's a lot of algorithmic stuff going on with this app that is under the hood. So there is that. Simon has tried to take away the pain of you dialing everything in and getting this right sound. Let's just add a bit of reverb up here. We'll turn this up. So I think you get the idea with the guitar, just playing along there, that this is a pretty decent delay. Let's try it on a few other things, shall we? We'll talk about this little controller very shortly. Going to just close out of this. I've got some drums here, so we're going to solo this drum track. Let's hit play and see what this is all about. Again, very simple drums. Let's bring in EchoFlower. And straight away, we've changed our entire beat. So this is currently set to a 16th dotted. A quarter dotted. Look what it does to our drums, baby. So for someone who is not used to programming drums and understands how to create like a 4 on the floor, a dun 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 dun, and they're cool with that. But once it gets outside of that kind of arrangement, it gets a bit hard for you. Well, something like this can really help. You notice there how it changes the entire feel of your drums. Hi, Joe Glenn. Here we are bypassed, and let's unbypass. And now we've got this skipping beat going on. Turn up that feedback, and we've almost got a punk song happening. Bypass. Change the timing again to an 8th dotted. So you can hear a bit of phasing going on there. We've got a half triplet. So you may not want to use this for your drums per se, but if you're trying to work out, say, a different drum pattern and you don't have those chops, open up a delay or echo like this and run through your times over here and see if you can find a different kind of beat. That may help you find a different beat, be able to program that in. We've also got like a half here. So 1 triplet. We've got a half dotted. Or we can go crazy up here where we've got double taps on the 64th. We can throw in a ping pong. Bit of reverb. Let's sit this better. Take out some of those low end. So really, really, really good for drums. Awesome. Let's jump over here. We've got a piano track here too. And I'm just going to bring this back to the start. We'll bypass this sucker, give you a bit of a listen. Simple piano. And let's bypass this. Sounds great. So we've got a bit of reverb on this at the moment. If we add a bit of chorus, you're going to get that old broken tape sound, like an slightly detuned piano. And we can change the motion here and our flower, so it's a little bit more subtle. You want to add a bit of low end to that piano as well? You can do so. Let's ping pong it. Okay, let's talk about our controller down here. So this is for side chaining, and you may have noticed this little line coming off the side here and leading up to this little C button. This is for side chaining, and we've got a control down there. So what we're going to do, we've got these drums here that are ready to go, and I want to make this a side chain for my piano over here. So I'm just going to remove this version of EchoFlower. And we've got 4 of them in here. Check what this is called. This EchoFlower, this version is called A-1, A41, sorry. So over here, we're going to create a new node, and I'm going to go to multi-bus instances, and we're going to look for 4.1. So now these drums can side chain into here, right? So I can turn down the drums. Now we're going to hit play, jump over to the piano and turn this on. And what's going on here is the drums are sending the sound from the drums, sending the levels from the drums in here as a side chain, which is working on this flower button. Once you click this, the flower button stops. You can't turn it anymore. See how I can move this freely? Let's put it there. And when I click this, it becomes silent. I can't move it, can't drag it, because now it is being controlled by the levels of the drums being sent in here. And when I hit play, you can see that representation of the drums down here. We can change the attack, the release, the mix. So essentially, the chorus sound or the reverb is being controlled by the drums instead of a timing, right? Anything like that. And you can see that by this thing moving up and down. Let's zoom in. See this baby here? Look at it go. It drops, it rises. So you can do this side chaining not only here in AUM, you can use this in Loopy, in Logic Pro. There's options there to do side chaining. Works pretty much the same kind of thing, but there is your side chaining options, and it only works on this thing here. Zach, hello to you. There we go. There's that. Shall we throw it on some vocals? I think we should, even though I'm not allowed to sing, but I'm not going to sing anything too crazy, friends. Don't worry. We're just going to hum some stuff. We've got a mic over here. And is it working? Let's check. Hello. So we've got EchoFlower. Let's turn down the echo. So here we are coming just through EchoFlower. And basically what we're going to do is make sure we'll turn on this reverb. We'll run through the reverb first. And again, with this with this sit button, you can let that sit in the mix. So really handy for sitting in the mix. Let's get back over here. Yeah. 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 So once this flower section is down low, that reverb gets much lower. So that is your control for your reverb. Let's bounce over to the flanger. Flanger. You should be able to hear that flanging out right now. Whoa. The motion. Controls the flanger. So again, nice and subtle, but it's in there, and I'm sure you can hear it. Lastly is the chorus. So we've got a chorus in there. Turn it off. Hello, 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 hello. Again, nice and subtle. Let's bring in the echo. Echo. Ping pong. Ping pong. Ping pong. Ping pong.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, so at this point now, we're going to come in here and remove this little thing, this drum thing we had going on. And this time we're going to find out what this one is on the vocals. So EchoFlower is 3.1. So we're going to set up a multi-chain, sorry, we'll do that over here, a multi-bus instance, and we're looking for 3.1. So now these drums, if I hit play and tap this button, are now having an effect on the reverb. Hello. Let's plug the mic back in. Let's turn off the echo, and now these drums are actually side chaining our this flower here, right? So we've got reverb set to it at the moment. Let's bring in our echo. Whoa. So you may have noticed there, basically, you may have noticed that the ping pong actually goes from left to right to middle, left to right to middle, left to right to middle. Let's hear that happen again now that I've pointed it out. Bring this back. Yo, yo, yo. Oh, 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 So in short, the ping pong is not just a left and right ping pong. It is 3 left, right, middle, left, right, middle, left, right, middle. That is the algorithm for that. Awesome. So hopefully we've gone through everything right now. This probably isn't going to be a long thing. In fact, let's make something while we're here. I reckon we should just start something, try and create some kind of rhythmical thing using the delay and maybe some piano or something. And yeah, let's do that. So I think I've covered everything here. We've got drums, we've got guitar, we've got vocals, and we've got the piano here. So I'm just going to clear all of this out. Start afresh. Why the no, we'll put a MIDI track. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll throw in some drums. Let's grab something like Hammerhead, Simple, Pimple, Benimple, and come in here and load our presets. I think I've got some presets in here. These are just simple drums as well. Let's hear them. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. We'll throw in some hats. Nice. And we're going to load a scaler. We'll get some piano in here. And maybe we'll throw in a guitar track as well that's made by MIDI also. So we'll load up Piano Tech. Bring that down a bit. Send scaler out here. We're all good. All good. And what I'm going to do is we'll choose something from Chill. Chill. Nice. I'm going to hit the Performance tab. Probably not that one. Let's find a different performance. We can go something like this. In fact, we'll drag these down. And I'm probably going to slow this down a bit. Let's hit stop. So we'll slow this down. I'm going to grab the BPM. We'll bring it down to something like 80. Keep it nice and sweet. There we go, that's better. I'm going to drag this down here and I'm going to select these two and I'm going to come over here and we're going to change the playback timings to about half. Oops, not that one. Want to go 1, and over here we want to go to about half. Bounce back over here, and let's see how that sounds. That sounds better. Riverband Sim says, I like EchoFlower. I'm a delay head with 8 guitar pedal delays and quite a few AUv3s. EchoFlower often saves me tweaking a different delay for ages, and I usually find something that works pretty quick. Lovely. Thanks for letting us know that. I'm sure Simon would be very happy to hear that. Remember, folks, if you are a Patreon, yes, indeed, if you are a Patreon, and here it is here, boom, $5 and above will get you a chance to win nearly all the apps we cover here each and every week on the channel. So we've got our piano, we've got our drums in there. We want to create maybe a guitar. So I'm going to load Piano Tech as well too, because it has a really nice guitar sound in it. So let's do that. Thank you, Thomas, for banging that link in there. You're a legend. And we've got our Piano Tech. I'm going to choose a guitar from here. Piano Tech's not just piano, my friends. You got these beautiful 12 strings and beautiful sounds going on there. And I'm going to copy scalar, and we're going to come over here, double tap, and I'm going to just hold down and copy scalar so it has the same chords locked into it. There's multiple ways you can do this, but we're doing it this way. I'm going to jump into this second one and make sure it's sending data to the guitar. And now I can come in here to this performance and change this to something completely different, like maybe an arpeggio. We'll do like a converge, diverge arpeggio. Ed Zielinski, what's up? Velcro! Zach Thong. Pete Johns. How the Pete Johns is here. I'll tell you what's good, Pete Johns. Apparently it's Pete Johns. And anybody else who's joined late, I'm going to remind you again, because while I'm setting up this track before we get out of here, I want to remind you all, if you haven't yet, I'm just going to keep drumming it in so people are well aware of what is happening. Go and check out the show I did earlier today. It's only about 20 minutes long. It tells you about the changes that are coming, that are currently in progress with YouTube chat handles. The reason why you're seeing your @handle in my chat here is because I am a guinea pig. They are rolling this out across all YouTube chat. They've already rolled it out in comments. They've rolled it out in shorts. They've rolled it out in upright live streams, and now it's coming to normal chat. The reason they're doing this is because to stop people from creating multiple accounts, impersonating people, to stop trolls, and to stop also, and to finally, I know, get ready, you're going to be able to @ people on mobile devices very soon. And how do I know this? Well, Renee Ritchie confirmed it. There it is. Yes, working on mobile tagging as well. So if your channel has @tags and you're going, when's it going to go back to the other way? It's not. It will affect all of you, and it's coming. It's confirmed by Renee Ritchie, confirmed by a whole bunch of people, and confirmed by my conversation with a YouTube representative last night who sent me all the facts saying, you're one of the guinea pigs, bitch. So there we go. Let's get back into this and wrap up this show. But I do suggest you go watch it. And so I do show you how to change your @handle to make it represent who you are easier so people can read out your names and we don't lose people and all that stuff. Whatever. Right, so we've got our tracks here. Let's start introducing our EchoFlower and see if we can turn this into something completely different. We'll start on the drums, shall we? Hit play. So this was our original kit. Laurie, hello. Let's give this, there we go. The simplicity of using EchoFlower to change a beat completely. Let's take out some of that low end, make it sit a bit prettier. We're going to leave the effects off these drums. We've got our piano here. Let's introduce EchoFlower. And while we're here, let's go through some presets. There's that beautiful broken chorus sound. Let's choose a preset. So now we've got that jogging along. Let's hear how that sounds with the drums. We'll try and help this piano sit a bit better, take out some of that low end. Then we can give it a bit more volume. Now let's work on this guitar. We're going to add EchoFlower. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Add a ping pong. We'll add a reverb. I love that bum note in there. It's great. I'm going to slow this down a bit because you can do this. We can change the timing. There we go. That's going to give us a better result. Here we go. Beautiful. So in 3 simple tracks, we've got this all set up, 3 of these EchoFlowers. Let's listen to it without them and give you a sample of how this sounds clean and plain. Very boring and on the grid and horrible. Sounds like a robot. Let's bring these in again and hit play. Just delicious. Jerry Gomes. Sounds great to me. So, this is EchoFlower. It is your echo. It's got chorus. It's got some flange in it. It's got some reverb. And yeah, it's got some side chaining as well. A whole bunch of things. Simon makes some really unique apps. If you want to grab this, it is available on the iOS App Store. It is $9.99. Along with his other apps, we covered another one this week, which is Pulse Ripper, which is the same price. There it is there. Pulse Ripper. So, Patreons, we got some Pulse Ripper giveaways. We've got some EchoFlower giveaways if you are a Patreon. Next week, we'll be taking a look at his other 2 apps, Ghost Chorus and Red Nova, and possibly Super Set of the Week after. So we've got plenty of his apps to catch up on. If you don't know the story, he sent me Pulse Ripper back in March when Brad got here, and somehow I lost the app in the mix. It happens when you're busy. And I found it and was like, shit, I didn't cover this app. So we're getting through them right now. Simon's a really decent guy. If you come up with a bug or anything, here's the tip. Don't go to the App Store and leave a nasty comment. Search for the developer and send him an email to say, I found a bug. It certainly helps instead of leaving a shitty review which can't be removed once the problem has been solved. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got Thomas Christ up next. He is playing your rockin' music, man. That's what he does. And he's awesome. And I'm going to dump you over there straight away after this show, of course. And there's up next the link from our great moderator, Ali, who's posted that in there. I need to mention a couple of things for you guys. Tomorrow we have Sander Wolf coming on the show for an interview. We're going to find out all about Sander Wolf's music or noise or art or whatever it is you want to call it. So he's coming on. Hopefully you'll come and join us for that. Also on Friday, as part of the kind of Friday train, but way earlier, is this. We're taking a look at Poly Delay by Rob Jackson. Super cheap and super effective if you're into delays. So we've got a couple of delay apps this week. And then on Sunday, maybe, is the Creative Hour, Industrial Creative Hour. Got to make an industrial song in 50 minutes. Or do I? Who knows? Keep watching to find out. All right. Thank you for hanging out today. For those wondering, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow after my stream with Sander Wolf to find out stuff I'm scared of. But anyway, that's another story. Keep focused. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together, my friends. Stay awake, and I'll see you over at Thomas's. So let's... okay.